settling into fall, which we know comes with a lot of change. And here to talk about both are our friends from Tripp's Collision. We are sitting here with Brandon and Jimmy Tripp. How are you both?
Very good, very good. Thanks for having us.
Yeah, well, it's a new space that we're in. Normally I come to you, but I'm glad that you guys are joining us here in studio to talk about some really important changes that you have going on in-house. So I want you guys to first tell us a little bit about what's going on.
So big change going on with Tripp's Collision. So all three of our locations we did sell. So my father sold our businesses to a company called Collision Right, a very big company in about 5 different states. We were their 98th, 99th, and 100th shop. So there's 100 shops in all. Very big company, very good company. So they are huge in the market. So there's lots more backup and lots more help for the Tripp's companies now with this new company.
Okay. So there's a lot more help with you guys, but will you still be the same face that we're going to see and we're going to talk to you when we are in a car accident and we have to use your services?
Yep, so a bunch of us Tripps are all still at the shop. So my brother Joshua is down in our Jackson store. I'm at our East Lansing store, and then Jimmy is in our Lansing store.
Okay, that is awesome. And of course, you know, especially when we are in these car accidents, it's always great that we have that familiar face, that person that we know throughout the community. So yeah, there may be some changes inside, but the things that we need will still remain the same.
Yep, still great service. Still all the same phone numbers for Jackson, Lansing, and East Lansing. Emails are a little bit different, so if you check on our website, you'll find those on Facebook as well. We've got all our contact information there.
Okay, well, that's awesome, and that's very good to know. But another thing going on outside that is changing, of course, it's the weather. The temperature is definitely starting to drop. I don't know if you felt it already, but I know I certainly did. And not only is the temperatures, can those not be so friendly, but the road conditions aren't exactly friendly to us either. So first, I want to talk about preventative care, because a lot of times we think about what do we do after the fact, but what are some things that you both recommend we should do before we get into a car accident?
Absolutely. Fresh wipers, good tires.
Fresh wipers,
the most
tires.
important thing above anything else is making sure that you're driving defensive. You're watching other drivers, you're being safe.
And really just being cautious. I mean, that's one of those things, you know, four-wheel drive doesn't work on ice. It's not four-wheel steer. So on ice and snow, it doesn't matter if you've got a big, huge lifted truck with big old tires or just a little tiny Toyota Prius. You have to be defensive. You have to drive for the conditions, not for the vehicle that you think you're driving. Same thing with stopping. Again, you know, the bigger vehicles take a lot longer to stop. They will slide in the ice, and it'll be a lot harder for the bigger vehicles. So just driving really safe. Always make sure you have your gas filled up, because there's nothing worse than getting stranded on the side of the road and your car not running and being freezing cold. So.
Oh wow, and I've never heard that before. I like that, drive for the conditions, not for the car that you're driving in. Something I got to make sure I write that down.
Yes.
And keep that down for me as well. Well, of course, there's some things in life that we can't plan for, right? And one of those things I have to say is the amount of deer. And I know it's early, but we've been seeing a lot of that on the road lately.
So deer accidents right now are going to start ramping up. Not that the deer are moving at a different time, it's that we are going to be moving at a different time. So the time change is a huge change for influx for deer accidents. Because deer move the same, you know, at dawn and dusk every single day. But when the time changes, it puts all of those people traveling to work right when all the deer are going to be moving around. So that is a big time to start looking, watching the sides of the roads, really just looking out, and again, just paying attention, just the same as, you know, for snow and ice. Deer can come out of nowhere, so again, just really watching and watching other people as well, swerving away from deer and that kind of thing. We tell people don't swerve. You can get hurt, you can get off the road.
Okay.
Hit the deer. It's better than swerving off and hitting the person next to you or going off the road.
Wow.
So yeah, it's dangerous when you start swerving around.
But no matter the planning, sometimes things in life are unavoidable. So after we get into a car accident, you know, you're in that big scenario, you're in that situation. Sometimes we don't know who's the first person to call. Do we call our family? Do we call our parents? Do we call you? What exactly is the first step that you would recommend a driver does?
Number one thing is making sure that everybody that's in the vehicle, whether it be just you or you and kids or you and family members, is okay. Everybody's safe, no injuries. Number two is making sure that you're in a safe location. So if you were in the middle of the road when it happened, do your best to get to the side where you're going to be safer. No more traffic coming through, no more possibility for, you know, additional harm. After you're to a safe location, go ahead and call your local authorities. So get the police out there so that they can write up police reports, they can assess the damage, they can get ambulances there if anybody's injured and needs help. From that point forward, after all of the craziness is done and you've got your vehicle to a place that it needs to go, everybody's safe, everybody's okay, then contact us and we'll take the rest from there.
And you'll take it from there. That sounds good to know. All right, well, of course, even with the changes that are going on in-house, you guys are still a phone call away. And of course, now that we know you and we know these tips, and you guys are always worried about making sure that we're safe on the road, it's great to know that we have you on our side, especially when we get into these car accidents too.